I saw this tech tip on Instagram the other day and it prompted me to do this video, maybe showing that not all tech tips are equal and maybe some just aren't really that worthwhile. A guide mode belay setup. I love belaying in guide mode. If I can, I probably will. The biggest downside for me is if I've got to lower someone. I could be learning because I can't do the route or whatever reason. It could also be that I've got to put some slack into this bit of the system in a rescue situation, doing some problem solving, that kind of thing. And one really quick way of giving a small amount of slack, I'm talking like centimetres, tens of centimetres, not metre upon metre upon metre, is to ratchet this carabiner. I'm going to hold onto the climber strand just to simulate some weight. Clearly, normally I'd be holding onto the brake strand, perhaps with a catastrophe knot as well. But as you ratchet this carabiner up and down, up and down, up and down, it puts a small amount of slack into the rope, lowering my climber or slack in the problem situation. It works quite well, but you're clearly not going to do like a 50-metre lower like that. You're going to be there all day. The weird bit of this tech tip was not that, it was the choice of carabiners. These are two carabiners that I normally have on my harness. The one on the tech tip was suggested to be this type of carabiner here that has got like the I-beam or H-beam technology sort of construction, where it's that obvious shape that makes it lighter. Each time you ratchet, the suggestion is this kind of carabiner puts just a tiny bit more rope through. That might be true. I have thought that myself before when I've been doing this for real, whether that's practice or in a real situation. But normally I would choose this type of carabiner, a petzl attach in this case, which is a classic belay carabiner. That's what it's designed for. It has this like round bar that has the rope going over it, nice and smooth. The idea is that perhaps when you're ratcheting, the round bar one doesn't put quite as much slack through with each ratchet. But how often do you actually going to do that? 99 times out of 100, that pitch of climbing where you're using guide mode, you're literally just pulling the slack through all the time, aren't you? Nothing bad happens. If they do fall off, loads up, great. You just carry on belaying when they've pulled back on. So am I going to choose a carabiner that is perhaps a tiny bit better at the ratcheting, but is less smooth compared to a specifically designed belay carabiner for that rare occurrence that I am actually going to need to ratchet? No, I'm not. Absolutely I'm not. The smoothness of this style of carabiner that I've got set up now is always going to trump that other option for me. Not just the smoothness and niceness of operation, but the effect of that on my elbows. Hundreds of metres of guide mode belaying does start to hurt my elbows. Will it hurt a fraction less with this specific belay carabiner? Yeah, it will. It's really nice to use. The tech tip was probably well-meaning. It was probably true that you will pump more rope through, but it's pointless. Don't set up with sort of failure in mind. If you're expecting to lower someone, don't choose this system. Use a gree appropriately. Use an Italian hitch or a munter hitch, same thing, appropriately, or some other device. There's loads of options. But yeah, think ahead and you won't have to worry about a tech tip that kind of is inherently pretty pointless.